Hey, happy Friday. It's Mike Barnes, the financial first responder. Please like and subscribe my channel if what I say to you in the next few minutes makes sense. All right, so I was doing some reading, as I do every day, writing in my journal, working on myself, looking at perspectives of how do I get better. And I thought about a very simple concept, and I wanted to ask you this one question. Who is ruling you? Now, you may say, where did he get this question from? Well, I'm going to tell you. So, as I read and I look at fiduciary responsibilities and studying, and basically I started thinking, in our industry, like most industries, we have a governing body, okay? And I'm going to use this as an example, this ruler. Now, this ruler, it folds up and it's called a twist. It twisted. But I'm not advertising for them. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. So, what I wanted to ask you, who's ruling you? Now, I'm talking about it from a financial standpoint. So, in most rulers, you have at least 12 inches, okay? Now, I want you to imagine for a second, on this end is the beginning of your life. Somewhere in the middle is the middle of your life. And then at the end where there's a hole in it, that's close to the end. That's graduation day. Or death day, whatever you want to call it. And I want you to think about, when you look at a ruler, what do we normally use a ruler for? We use it to draw a linear line. We use it to measure. We use it to see how long something may be, or a distance if we're using it on a map. But the ruler is very important. And I'm using the term ruler because most of you don't live by any rules financially. You just go with it, right? And as the financial first responder, I talk about helping 1 million law enforcement and service-connected disabled veterans with their finances via the financial positioning system and the Mission CEO coaching program no later than June the 28th of 2026. Now, I put myself on a ruler, right? And what that is allowing me to do is to do a SWOT analysis. SWOT meaning my strengths, my weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And then I'm using SMART goals, which is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound, to get to that million or so people I want to help inside of a year. Now, I know for some of y'all don't think big. You think the size of this cup, right? And if I had to compare this cup to another cup, this cup is very small, but it has a purpose. This cup actually is to fill up my iron, okay? And then there's cups. Most people wouldn't drink out of this cup, right? Because it doesn't measure up. So, excuse me. What I'm saying to you is that you need to have some rules in your life, or a ruler of your life. Hence, I will say this publicly. My ruler is my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Okay. As parents, we rule over our children until they become adults. We have a economy that rules over us because we live here in the United States, or you live abroad, or wherever, right? You have a president, whether you voted for him or not, he is essentially the head person in charge of the United States. We have a boss, okay, or we have a manager. We have someone who governs or rules over our productivity. What I'm saying to you in essence is, as the financial first responder, if you do not have a financial ruler, someone that's keeping you accountable, someone that's helping you get where you need to be, you want to change that like ASAP. Like, even this guy has a tax strategist, and I have people that basically are in my industry. I have a legal attorney. I have people in my life that I pay to help me stay on the straight and narrow, right? I have a spiritual leader, okay? I still have my mother here who I ask for wisdom from pretty much daily, right? We all have rulers. What I'm saying to you is who is your ruler financially? Now, it doesn't have to be me. Matter of fact, I don't care if it's me. What I care about is that you have someone that's in your corner that will give you the blunt, honest truth that you're not abiding by your financial ruler. You see, when you first start out, 0 to say 18, okay? Or let's go a little further. 0 to adolescence. In most cultures, once you hit 12, you're an adult. Maybe not here in America, but in most foreign places, you are an adult. You may know of it as a bas mitzvah. I may be pronouncing that wrong. Forgive me. But you know what I mean. You're coming of age, right? And for most Americans, as an example, your coming of age is what? I get a license, or I get my permit at 15, get a license at 16. At 18, I'm able to vote. At 21, I'm able to drink. That's your ruler. Well, let's switch that for a second. What if your ruler was, hey, by the time my child is 5, when they get ready to go to kindergarten, I want them to have $10,000 to $20,000 saved towards college, whether they go or not, right? And then by the time they're 10, I want them to be able to have money starting to grow for retirement. And maybe by the time they're 18, able to vote or able to drink, 21, whatever you want to call it, they are able to get out of college or their trade school, or start their life in the military, or start their life on a job, and I'm able to help them buy their first property. What about them rules? Because we're supposed to leave an inheritance for our children's children. But a lot of you are on the wrong ruler. You're judging everything based off of the car you drive. You're judging stuff based off of the clothes you wear. Some of you are judging based off of the trips that you take. You need a ruler, a financial ruler. You see, I'm coming up with this, and you may be like, Mr. Financial First Responder, you are coming off the cuff talking about a daggone ruler. But I know this, in society, when people don't abide by rules, what happens? They get killed, they go to jail, or they are in poverty. Somewhere they've went into the mindset that rules don't apply to them. And I've talked to you about the rule of 72, the compound interest rule. Tells you the exact point in time your money will compound, double, or grow. But some of you still don't use that rule. I'm going to tell you right now, it's nothing better than seeing your accounts grow and keep growing. Or as my mentor says, you need your money to have babies on top of babies having babies on babies. But some of you, because you spend, and you don't save, and you don't follow a ruler mentality, having a ruler over your life, someone that's basically helping and guiding you mentally, physically while you're on this earth, or a spiritual leader that is teaching you how to get in tune with your ruler. The reason why you're failing financially is because you have no rules in your life. Get some rules, because we're here for a blink of an eye. And some of you actually think that you're going to live forever. Tomorrow's not promised, people. Get your stuff in order. Get on the ruler. Look, this is Mike Barnes, the Financial First Responder. Please like and subscribe my channel. I look forward to talking to you, and I'm going to see you on the beaches of the world. And just understand, people who live by rules, abide by rules, usually win. God bless.